What's up guys, Sean here. I have a awesome motorcycle for you. This is a 2001 Harley Davidson FLHT CU, that's it, CU Ultra, so something injected. Really nice bike. This bike is incredibly clean. You will not believe when I tell you how many miles are on this bike. I will tell you this, it has an S&S motor on it. Like the whole top end of this is S&S. So you get the cool S&S starter where I don't know why S&S does this, but if the switch goes bad, you can start it by pushing this button, and that bypasses the switch and that engages the starter. The whole top end, I've ridden a lot of these touring bikes. This is probably the fastest one I've ever had. You hit like 3,000 RPMs, this thing just screams. This thing has so much power. This bike has 111,000 miles, and this thing feels like it has 10,000 miles on it. This thing's so tight, so clean, and has more power than that 2010 Ultra Limited. I guarantee it's got more power. It's way faster. It's a lot of fun to drive. Normally, I've ridden a couple of older bikes with S&S motors in them, and they were real finicky. You know, you had to do like a little ritual and do all this funny stuff to get it started, and you were, you know, it still wasn't running good. It was fast, but it was just real finicky. It didn't seem reliable. This bike, from a cold start, fires right up and idles right away. I'll show you guys. It's incredible. It runs super good. You can imagine that this guy probably put about $8,000 in rebuilding this engine. And look at the rest of the bike. It's got brand new tires. They still have the knobs on them. Brand new. What kind are they? Metzlers. Brand new Marathon Metzlers. This bike is super clean. Normally, I'd think, oh, 111,000 miles. I drove this bike. You know, I've had other people ride. They're like, this bike feels amazing. Super, and look, I mean, like, there's no sun fading. Any little sun fading right here, sun fading right there. But the gauges look good. I mean, this thing was maintained very well. Aftermarket grips. It also has Reinhardt True Dual exhaust. I think these pipes are like $1,700, just the pipes. It's crazy. All right, guys, check out the test drive video. I love this bike. This bike was a screamer. I would hop on this bike and take this thing to California right now. I feel so confident in how good this thing drives. And just look how clean it is. Don't let the miles scare you, because this bike has been maintained incredibly well, and the whole top end of the engine is rebuilt. Now, they don't just rebuild the top end and not check the bottom end. The bottom end, you can guarantee, was checked and, you know, was up to spec with, Harley standard. Look how clean the rear rim is, and then the rear tire is also, you can see the knobs on it. No. Oh, there we go. See it? Still has knobs on the rear tire. Incredibly nice. All right, let's pick this bike apart. Let's find see if there's any flaws on it. There's got to be something for this many miles. Tour pack looks, or the side back looks amazing. Rub my finger down here, see if there's any scratches. Not seeing anything. There's a little. You see that? A little something right there. So these cool little lids, little Harley lids on top of the light, which I think is kind of cool. Exhaust pipes look good. These are true dual exhaust pipes from Reinhardt. It's got a little oil. There's an oil temp gauge in there. It's not working. Maybe the battery's dead. Like I said, this is a little starter. This engine is just bone dry. I don't see a lick of oil in here. It looks very, very good. The tank, that might be a little chip. Might be a little something. Tank looks incredibly good. It's a very cool dark green with a lot of flake in it, but that blue and the emblem really sets it off, and the pinstriping really sets it off. Normally I don't like green vehicles, but man, I like this bike. Someone is gonna fall in love with this thing. Now this front fairing has got a lot of bugs. Got a lot of bugs all splattered on it. But for the miles, this guy really cleaned this thing. And most of these bugs will clean off and buff out. Look how good these look like new brake rotors. That's insane. I mean, these things aren't even rusted. These gotta be new brake rotors. Look at the pads. I don't know if you can tell, but these are big old fat brake pads in there. Even these lower fork tubes aren't as pitted up like you would normally see. The upper looks great. I mean, you're gonna have a little, you know, tiny little light chips, but nothing big or nothing major. I mean, there's a little one right there. A couple little ones on this side. Incredibly clean. Come down here. Same thing. Looks like, you know, it's a new rotor. The lower looks pretty good. This end cap is chrome. It's got wax on it, but then the chrome's starting to peel off on this bottom piece. This lower looks good. You know, still some bugs on it. I'm not much of a detailer. Still some bugs on it. Most of them will come out. Looking over here, there's a little cubby hole in there. Tank looks great. There's something. Little like a scuff, more like a scuff. That'll probably wipe off with some paint thinner. No, that's a bug. That's wiped off with my nail. Really, really good looking bike, guys. Over here, also, I'm not seeing any leaks. You can see a little bit of rust on top of those head bolts, no, jug bolts. That's normal. This is your petcock reserve on and off. Now, these are actually little it's like decompression switches. I believe that's what they are. A little bit of a shoe on that exhaust pipe. That'll clean off. I'll clean that off. It happens when someone's shoe gonna melt on the exhaust. Seat looks good. Got a battery tender already installed. Little tear right there. These cool heat shields. So, you know, keep the heat off your leg. This other side bag looks really good. Not seeing anything that's not wiping off my hand. No damage. This bike's never been down. Here's the other piece of the comm system. The passenger side. That cap's a little sun faded. And this is for the volume. The little cap just fell off. These caps, they just pull off and they push on. So I'm sure you can get one of those for, you know, a few bucks. Let's see what else. Right here, a little tearing in the leather. 4-pack looks really nice. Pop it open. This is the seat for that. It also has a advanced V-twin performance system. For the SNS motor. It's got a little chip. I don't know what this is for. This may or may not belong with the bike. I'm gonna just give it the bike. Here's the here's some paperwork for the bike. Owner's manual. Looks like this bike started out at the Susquehanna Valley Harley Davidson in Allentown. Put back here. Got both sets of keys and key fobs. Cool. That volume button on there. One thing I noticed when you get low, you can see that it must have had like some reflectors right here that they were taken off, and it took off a little bit of the paint. So you might want to, I mean, you got to be really low and it's kind of hard to see it, but back here looks gorgeous. Very, very clean. And then we're back to where we started the talk. It's got these cool little adjustable wind things, change of wind. It also has these cool, these are the Street Glide rearview mirrors. They're a lot cooler. The other ones, the factory ones, go up here, but these work very well. And normally this is going to be all faded and worn out. All these buttons get all white. This one looks really, really good. It's got cruise control, speakers, spotlight, the accessory button, cruise control switches. It does have a CD player, which I don't know if it came with a CD player this year or if they installed one in. It does have a CD player. It does have your auxiliary input that you can plug in an iPhone or something like that. Now let's fire this thing up. I want to show you guys how good this thing fires up for a carbureted bike. Fires up good. Sounds amazing. The light and these buttons are out. The lights work on the rest of them. Let's try that stereo. Oh yeah, this little volume button, the little thing like that fell off. Just gotta put another on it, but it still works. Taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left hand. I love you when you sing this song, and I got lost in my throat. Radio sounds great, guys. This bike's been rebuilt. I mean, not really rebuilt. This bike's been maintained very well. But if anything was broken or whatever, they fix it. This bike feels like a brand new bike. It really does. and this thing has incredible power. If you have other, this bike might be faster than the CVO 110, which I've ridden a bunch of CVO 110 motors or bike. This one, I think if we did a race, this one might be faster. Super great bike. It's going to be a crazy good value. This bike is incredibly clean. It really is hard to find bikes like this that look this good. Alright guys, check out the test drive video, and just like these other, just like all my bikes, this bike will sell very fast. Alright, thanks guys.